Welcome back. Didn't have any Weekend merch, so I grabbed my Nav Good Intentions hoodie that has XO on the back. It was only 20 bucks. So the Weeknd and Playboi Carti have released Timeless. The Weeknd has been starting his rollout for Hurry Up Tomorrow. We've had the Sao Paulo show, and we've had Dancing in the Flames along with this release. And then Playboi Carti has been steadily rolling out I Am Music, and more pronounced on the features, showing up a lot more. And then we had the All Red single that showed up a couple weeks ago. So when I heard this song on the Sao Paulo show, I was pretty excited to hear the studio version. I was kind of surprised that we got it so quickly after the Sao Paulo show. Now, I'm going to start off before I get into my critiques and my things that I like and things that I don't like. This is strictly my opinion. You could love this song if you want. Clearly, everyone else does. It's sitting at 85% on Album of the Year. So let's get on with the parts that I did like the most. I'm going to try to make this quick. So Playboi Carti brings the best part of this song. I think the beat complements him the best than it does the Weeknd. And it does allow Playboi Carti to have a more dynamic, fun, and interesting performance, especially considering that he's jumping into very different vocal inflections that we've kind of heard bits and pieces of before. But this is the most clear and coherent I've heard Playboi Carti probably ever. And again, I think it complements really well with the Pharrell Williams kind of crunchier sound of the bass and the snare hits on the instrumental, and Mike Dean's kind of sonar pulse thing going out through the entire instrumental. I think it complements him the best. And Playboi Carti has the charisma, he has the quotables, and overall, it's just a really great part of the track. Get into the production. I do like it. I do wish there was some parts that were kind of more present in the mix. Some of the more interesting pieces are kind of pushed more into the back. Particular, there is kind of this choir, kind of choral sound going on in the background. It's like a choir singing. It sounds so majestic. It sounds angelic. And I think if that was brought more into the forefront, it would really make this song really just elevate to a whole new level. But it's just kind of muffled. It's brought to the background. And if you're kind of just listening, kind of not really paying attention, you won't really notice that detail all that much. And you kind of have more of the prominence of kind of the bass hits, of the snare hits, which is fine. And I do like those parts, but I do think there's parts of this instrumental that could be kind of exemplified or put more on a showcase to bring the song as a whole more into the forefront and to make it more of this kind of bigger moment. The weakest part, honestly, is actually the Weeknd. And I think when I was going into this song, I was really spoiled with the live version because you have the Weeknd, who is such an incredible powerhouse of a vocalist, that when you have it in a live setting, it just makes it sound all the better. So when you kind of put it into a studio version, I think it kind of downplays the Weeknd's vocal performance. Not to say it's bad. It just, I wish there was a little bit more to it. I think the beat in particular is not allowing the Weeknd to kind of go on these amazing vocal runs. This really isn't the song for that, I don't think. But I do wish that the Weeknd maybe would have tried something a little bit more kind of dynamic, a little bit more interesting, because it does seem like the Weeknd is just kind of phoning it in with this verse on this particular song. And in particular as well towards the end, because in the live version, you do get those Weeknd's like very good high notes that do sound absolutely fantastic in the live version, but in the studio version they are very, very muffled, and that's another part where I wish it was just brought more out to the forefront. This song kind of reminds me of like something I would hear off of Starboy. Now, there is a little bit more of that modernized production, a little bit more of that burnt music sound that Playboi Carti has been talking about. Honestly, if this song was created in the I Am Music sessions, I would be not surprised. If this was a song that was fully meant to be just a Playboi Carti track, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. I also wouldn't be surprised that this song isn't even on Hurry Up Tomorrow. But if it is, I'll be interesting to see how it pans out in the track list. Overall, the first few listens that I had of this thing, I did really enjoy it. But the more that I'm getting into listening to it, the more that I wish there was something a little bit more to it. I do wish that maybe the Weeknd maybe brought more interesting performance, something that was a little bit more dynamic and interesting. And I do wish the instrumentation and the mix of this thing did allow for some more interesting parts to kind of showcase themselves. But overall, it's a decent track. It's not my favorite. I do like Dancing in the Flames so much more, particularly the acoustic version. My goodness, that's incredible. But overall, I think the song will play well for Playboi Carti fans. If you're a Playboi Carti fan, you'll really enjoy this song. That particular part of his song I really enjoy, especially. But overall, it's a decent track. Nothing that's really blowing me away, however. It is strictly my opinion. So leave your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on Timeless? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'm not really going to give it a rating. I usually don't do that for songs in particular. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support. The Katy Perry video has reached over 2,000 views, which means I'm buying merch. And once I buy that merch, I'm going to be trying to implement it as many times into videos before the end of the year. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.